Good morning and welcome back to another episode of College Baseball Saturday. I am JP Sponsor, joined by Corey Klingenbeck, Cole Harding. Boys, how we doing? Obviously, I'm on the road. I'm in Conway, South Carolina right now. Weather's great. Big walk-off win last night for the boys. I'm getting ready to knock this thing out and get over to the park for another game and a tailgate. I could not be more excited. So how are you guys doing on this Saturday morning?
We're dialed. Yeah, locked in. I mean, what a day for baseball yesterday. Warm all around the country, 78 degrees in Cincinnati. Ball was jumping out of the park there in Clifton. World Baseball Classic USA got a dub. I was watching baseball. It was a great Friday, and I'm ready for Saturday.
To be honest, I think I'm still buzzed watching those Cats last night. Heads rocking, but we're feeling amazing. Saw 29 runs get put up on the board yesterday, a doubleheader in Clifton. So you couldn't beat that. Shook a lot of hands, met a lot of people again. So I'm pumped.
Yeah, those doubleheaders will sneak up on you.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Can you guys hear me okay? Or are we having
we're here. Yeah,
we're good.
Do I need to move?
No,
we got you.
No, your nails. Probably can't have that on a live show there, Jonathan. Let's go.
Now time for the lounge lineup. Lounge is back in Hale State country last week, back in Starkville after the weekend at Globe Life. See what he was working with yesterday.
That looks amazing right there. Look at that.
Yeah. See, got some wings. Yeah, he had some bacon wrapped chorizo bites. Those are. That's good stuff.
That's sore right there. You can't beat that.
That's elite.
No, that's a sore one. You cannot beat that.
That's elite.
Yeah.
Look at this bacon wrapped.
Great stuff from Lounge.
Good stuff, Lounge.
Without further ado, let's get back into who's hot and who's not. Boys, I don't know about you. Let's start with who's hot. The USC Trojans, 13-0 start. Best start in a long time for that program. Those boys are buzzing. That's my team for who's hot right now. Who do you guys got?
I'm going with the Bruins from UCLA. They just continue to put up numbers. They got the two top home run guys that definitely might have got tied last night by Coach, but I think with those guys, they traveled up to Columbus this weekend, so they might hit like 75 home runs this weekend. So I'm sticking with the Bruins. Bruins seem like they can't not get hot, so the Bruins from UCLA, they're hot.
Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and give a shout out to the Cats, 5 straight. Put up absurd numbers yesterday. Bats look hot. Pitching was on point. I'll give them a shout out. Playing good ball right now. Against a pretty good UC San Diego team. So
yeah. 29 runs, 28 hits, 7 home runs.
I know that's a biased pick, but I'm gonna rock with them.
No, I love it. Another team I have to shout out is the Louisiana Raging Cajuns. I think they've won like 10 of their last 11. Swept the midweek against K-State last week and then take down the defending champs in LSU this week. And then last night they roll into DBU and get the Friday night win. So those boys are hot down there at the Teague, and then left home and get a nice win yesterday. All right, let's go to who is not right now. My team coming off a very rough weekend and then a rough midweek loss, the Vanderbilt Commodores. I thought they kind of impressed me weekend one in Globe Life. I thought they looked pretty good, and they're struggling a little bit right now, not looking so hot. So that is my team for who's not. You guys got anybody?
I think I'm going to go with a team that is in Clifton, the UC San Diego Trojans, I think. Trojans? Tritons. That's right. Tritons. Dude, they beat UCLA like 2 weeks ago in a midweek, and they haven't seemed to scratch off a win in 5 or 6 games since then. So they're running at 7-5 or 7-6 now. So they've lost a good handful in a row. So I don't think they're too hot.
No, they are not very hot right now.
You know, they probably didn't really know what to expect. They thought they had us on the ropes on Thursday, and then we decided to pull away, get hot at the right time. So put them back in their place.
I'll go with a team that started the year pretty hot in Louisville, Kentucky, Michigan State. They are now 3-9 after, I believe, they took 2 of 3 from Louisville.
Yeah, they had a 2-0 start.
Yeah, 2-0 start. Now they're 3-9, so only one win since that 2-0 start. Their only win after that was against Albany. I just think something went wrong there. They started off super hot. Bats looked good, pitching looked good, and now they're struggling to score. So I don't know what happened. They were seeing it well early, but not seeing it as well now. So
I mean, they better win. I got them today. They better scratch one.
Yeah, you got them.
All right, let's get into our midweek madness games. Again, quite a few. We had a great midweek slate this week. First one, this one is shocking to me. Charlotte beat Virginia 14-0. I mean, talk about just a midweek where a team does not show up. That's what it looked like to me. And I just mentioned them. Central Arkansas walks into Nashville and beats Vanderbilt 5-4 in a midweek. Western Carolina, this was actually a crazy game, back and forth in the late innings. 10-9 win over Georgia. I believe they hit a grand slam to take the lead when they were down to like their last strike or something like that. Awesome game. Nichols walks in and beats Southern Miss, who was, I mean, they were going to be my hottest team before they dropped that game. So the fact that they were able to go in there and maybe catch Southern Miss on a hangover after beating Mississippi State and get that 1-run win. And the Raging Cajuns beating the defending champs, LSU, 7-2 at home. Great crowd, great atmosphere, and hell of a ball game there. LSU just couldn't really get much going offensive at all. Those bats are struggling a little bit after a hot start.
They were cold. Well, midweek madness, you got to win midweeks, like we say every time. Win your midweeks, you'll be seeing yourself in post-game play at the end of May.
Got to just find a way to grind it out in a midweek. But yeah, let's get into our slate, and that will bring on our guest picker for the week. We got BP Quigs. Me and Quigs, we're having a couple post-game beers together in the parking lot last night. Quigs, how are we feeling this morning after that win? We still riding the high?
Oh, the first thing you do, you wake up and you're like, okay, let's rewatch that Granny. I mean, it's electric.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Let's go. So he did break some bad news to me last night. I was really fired up for our beer bat as we met and had one together in Omaha. I was looking forward to it. I hear that he didn't want to mess with TSA and taking it through security. His dad still has the bat with him in Texas. We were talking about it, Quigs. We might have to drive to, or I might have to drive to like I don't know if you have Publix or something down here and go get just a yellow wiffle ball bat, and we'll cut the top off.
We'll do it. I mean, I did it in Omaha after they took it the first weekend. I'll never understand it. I've been to LAX, I've been to New York City, that bat's gone all around the country with me, and Omaha TSA says no.
Oh my God. No way.
And it was on the way back. Like, it already made it through TSA into Omaha, and on the way back, they're like, no, you can't have this. And I'm like, what do you mean? And it was Monday after the first weekend. I hadn't slept in like 2 days. I didn't have the energy to fight it. So I was like, take it.
Yeah. Quigs, have you been a diehard fan for how many years now?
So I went to Coastal in 2011. So about 15 years now.
Nice. And you just been a baseball guy through and through?
Just everything. I mean, for me, I grew up in a small town. I graduated with 25 kids, and it wasn't a private school. So it was like an everyone knows everyone kind of school in the middle of nowhere. So it's like college sports in upstate New York isn't really a thing. You have Syracuse, which is 5 hours away, and that's just basketball.
Right.
So it's like coming down to Coastal, you have football, you have baseball, You know, we were like number one in the nation in 2010 in baseball. We had the longest winning streak in basketball coming in. And I was like, I'm going to the greatest sports school ever. And then baseball has just really just been the one that stayed consistent the whole time.
Yeah, just taking off. Nice.
Yeah, if you ever see someone like I don't know if I've ever seen someone more dialed in on, like, you have some big fans, but this guy is locked in on every single pitch, whether it's with the camera or, I mean, it's impressive. He's got his own. It's a designated seat for him in the ballpark. It's like an unspoken thing. Like it's not designated for him, but it's like you don't sit there unless you're with Quigs.
The best part about it is no one knows this. That's not my seat. I have row 2. Me and the guy that have that seat are good friends. He sits in row 2 and I sit in row 1. So it's not even my seat that I sit in.
Nice. Oh,
that is great. All right, well, let's get into picking these games. First game that we got, and I apologize for the slate this week. Kind of just a rough slate across all of college baseball. Not as many. I don't know, just not as many great series or games to choose from this week, even with conference play starting up for a couple teams. So
yeah, you'd like to say just with Big Ten baseball starting, but I mean, Big Ten baseball has 3 good 2 or 3 decent teams. I mean, you got UCLA, you got USD, you got Oregon, and then
I wasn't able to watch. I know Nebraska and Michigan State went into 10 innings, so we'll cut them some slack on, like, maybe we didn't think it was going to be a great game, but it ended up being a good game. But this one, on the other hand, was not. We had Virginia Tech go down to Georgia Tech and get beat 16-1 on Friday. All Yellow Jackets all the time Friday night. And Virginia Tech today will be throwing Brett Renfro with a 4.5 ERA through 10 innings, 16 strikeouts and 1 walk. And then Georgia Tech will be throwing the Tennessee transfer Dylan Loy with a 2.08 ERA through 13, 18 punch-outs and 2 walks. Boys, I don't know about you, but after a 16-1 win and you're throwing Dylan Loy out there on the mound for game 2, I'm thinking I'm on the Yellow Jackets again all day today.
Yeah, I'm riding high with the Yellow Jackets through and through. I mean, those boys seem like they can't miss with the bats or on the mound. So they're hitting balls out of the park. You know, they're hitting balls off the wall. So I think I'm going to go Yellow Jackets. Got to stick there with the Yellow Jackets.
Yes, I'm with you guys, especially Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech, who's had like a slower start to the season. Georgia Tech, who's had maybe the best offensive numbers throughout all of college baseball as a whole lineup. I think them at home, it's a pretty obvious one here. Georgia Tech's going to take it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, talking about that offense, they're averaging 13 runs a game on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Like, you're just not touching that.
Yeah.
You'll be lucky to hold them to like 7, maybe.
Oh, that's
8.
a major victory.
That means you got to score about 8 or 9 now.
Yeah. Again, we try to pick 'em games on odds wise, and I think that Georgia Tech might be like minus 600 today. So there's not too much. I don't know. There's not a whole lot of smarts going into these picks. We're just picking a team that's supposed to win by like 6 runs today. So moving on to our next matchup, we got Stanford and Wake Forest. This one it might be a little more interesting. I'm actually a little bit higher on Stanford this year preseason. I just think they're going to be able to compete with who they brought back. They had a lot of young guys with a lot of experience last year to return. They will be starting Aiden Keenan on the mound with a 4.5 ERA through 14 innings, 13 walks, 12 strikeouts. And then Wake Forest will be throwing Chris Lavonis, who has been their best starter so far this year. He's been lights out with a .61 ERA through 14 2/3, 33 strikeouts and only 4 walks. Boys, who do we got for this one?
Dude, it was tight yesterday. I mean, it came down the wire. I mean, the score doesn't really show it. Doesn't do it justice. It was 7-4, but I think I'm going with the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. You know, they're going to the trees thought they could come in there from California and make some noise in North Carolina, but I think I'm going with the Demon Deacons to staying hot.
I'm with you, Kling. Wake Forest drops the season opener to Houston and have won 13 straight. Then playing at home, comfortable in their own ballpark. I think they roll over Stanford.
I'll take all the credit for Wake losing the season opener. My first ever college baseball bet. I have not hit any since. So the Lavonis is just an absolute beast, and I'm never gonna bet against great pitching. So I got the Deeks.
Yeah, this is one is like because I'm torn. I think Stanford has the capability to grab a game today or tomorrow. Absolutely. I don't think it's against Lavonis, or maybe it's Quigs. Maybe it's a situation like last night. I don't want to call out Darren Horn. He had been absolutely lights out all year, and then sometimes you're just kind of bound to run into a few barrels. So maybe that's today for Lavonis. I'm still going to back the Demon Deacons. Also, because in support of Quigs, I would love for the Demon Deacons to roll into Conway, winning 13 straight, because then they're bound to drop that midweek for sure.
Yeah,
they got to.
That's another reason why I was mad they lost opening day. They usually roll into Conway undefeated, and then we always have that shot to knock them off. And it's like my tweet of the opening day. I was like, I miss Wake being undefeated in Conway.
Well, I would say we got a good shot at getting them at like 14-1. So I'll take that. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
All right. Next game we got Virginia at North Carolina. Probably the biggest shock of anyone's Friday night last night. They go in there and hang a 5 spot in the first inning or whatever on Jason DeCaro, who was my pick for AAC Pitcher of the Year. They go in there and boat race them 13-3 at the Bosch. Make kind of a statement. I was a little shocked. I know this Virginia team could bang, but I don't know if I expected the firepower off DeCaro and then being able to limit the Tar Heels to 3 runs. Boys, who do we got in this one? Because I think I'm rolling with a bounce back.
I'm rolling with a huge bounce back from the Tar Heels. I don't think they let that happen again. And, it just doesn't seem like a thing that happened twice in Chapel Hill. But, I mean, they did drop obviously the super regional last year to Arizona. I mean, that was an Arizona team, but it's ACC baseball. Granted, anything can happen in college baseball, especially the Power 4 level. So I think I'm sticking with the Tar Heels coming back for game 2.
Yeah, I think our boards are going to look pretty similar today. I don't see North Carolina dropping another one, especially after the beating they took last night. I think it's one of those where you just forget about the game, go home, reset, and show up today ready to play again at home. So I think they find a way to bounce back over Virginia.
It's still Duke versus UNC. It might be Duke North, but it's still Duke versus UNC. I bet Pollard had them ready yesterday just because of that. But that being said, UNC's not getting embarrassed twice in a row. It's the Heels.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope we can get some variance in these next 2 picks, because now we're about to be posting the chalkiest board I've ever seen in my life. We're all just taking the heavy favorites. This one, great matchup, arguably, but probably my second favorite series of the weekend behind ECU Coastal. We got Louisiana at DBU. Great matchup. The Cajuns are hot. Roll in there and get a 5-4 victory. They will be starting their original Friday guy for the first few weeks, J.R. Tollett. He's got a 5.82 ERA through 17 innings, 21 strikeouts, 3 walks. So got banged around a little bit, but he's really been able to stay in the zone and give them some length in these starts. And then DBU will be going to Jared Schaefer with a 4.05 ERA through 13 1/3, 13 strikeouts, 7 walks. Boys, I think this one's going to be a fight all weekend. Who are we rolling with in game 2?
I got to stick with my guys. I picked them for my Omaha 8, and I'm riding high with them. And I love what they do. You know, like at 7 o'clock, do you guys see that video when they play the thing behind right field? It's like I don't know, something super patriotic they do, and they stop everything on the field, and they just like put their hands over their hearts and they sing the song or whatever. It's insane. They just drop everything, pause the game. But I'm staying with the Patriots from DBU, and
hell yeah,
I'm going with them. I mean, they lost 6-5. They can't.
You got to ride with your guys. Those are your boys. You're riding.
They're not going to drop. They're not going to drop another one.
I disagree. Give me the Raging Cajuns coming off a big midweek win. Went into DB or into Dallas last night. Took game 1. I think they stay hot. and take game 2, take the series.
Quigs, I know you got to be riding with the Fun Belt here.
I think Louisiana is the most underrated team in America. I really do. My favorite. They lost so much, and everyone's like, "Oh, they're going to be down. They're going to be down." It's like they're Louisiana. They're always just going to be right there. That being said, just for the factor of how good I want the series to be, I'm going with DBU because I think tomorrow's going to be an electric, Sunday. So even it up today, and then tomorrow's all hands on deck.
I'm with Quigs and Corey here. I'm rolling with kind of my technique that I've been going with on these dogfight series is whoever wins Friday, I'm going with a bounce back Saturday because this series just in my head is too good not to go to a game 3. So
absolutely,
give me the Patriots. Also, they had a late lead and Louisiana hit a homer. Something late to take the lead. So I feel like that one really, it's just eating at the chest of the Patriots this morning. They're gonna find a way to even it up.
If you guys want my lead to just continue to grow, that's fine. Everyone can go against me.
I was going to say, we do have to bring up the records here. Right now, Cole, you are sitting in the lead with a 10-5 record. I am at 8-7, and Kling is at perfect for him 6-9.
Shit fire.
So that's where we're sitting at now. Harding's in the lead. We'll see. I need to make a bounce back. Obviously, we're different on that game. We'll see where we're at with this one, which brings us to our game of the week: ECU at Coastal. What a game it was last night. 4-1 into the seventh or eighth. Luke Jones absolutely shoved. Great outing by him. And then the Pirates put up a 5-run eighth, back and forth in the 8th and 9th. I thought the Shants had the game won like once or twice. I was about to pull my hair out that doesn't even exist anymore. I was reaching for it, but walk-off grand slam from Rex Watson. And I got to bring it up. So my brother, when he played his 5th year here, wore number 12, was known for the walk-off grand slam against Clemson. And then me and my dad are in the ballpark last night on Lee's birthday. And what do you know? Number 12 hits a walk-off grand slam. I got a nice video from my vantage point that we're going to show here real quick. Quigs, I know you've seen a lot of Conway magic in your lifetime, but how about that one last night?
It's not even punched. Like, we got destroyed in the 8th. And that's not like crapping on anyone. It's just 5 runs right in your face. You had a 3-run lead. You were cruising. And then to be able to bounce back, tie it, and then the magic and extras. Richardson, the freshman, deserves all the credit in the world for just coming in and just being like, I got it. I'm nails. No one needs to worry for 2 heavy innings.
Damn.
Yeah.
Quick, do you know the guy who was praising the good Lord above?
Yeah, that guy was awesome. He, I don't know his name, but I was sitting with him in the late innings, and first time I talked, he just gave me like a huge chest bump after one of those double plays and said, I called that shit. And he was fired up. And I was like, all right, this is my guy. Like, I'm riding this game out with this guy. He was bringing the juice. I loved it. ECU today will be starting Gavin Van Kempen. Don't have his numbers, but he had a really good start against North Carolina, and he's been showing some really good stuff early. Coastal is riding with Ross Norman, the Georgia State transfer, who I think has really good stuff. The coaching staff has spoke very highly of him all offseason. Really struggled in his first few starts. Quigs, I'm curious of just your thoughts on sticking and riding out with Ross here as the weekend guy and our Saturday guy in week 4.
I like it just because his first start of the year against Fairfield, when he gets it going, he's a complete psychopath. Like, this dude struck someone out in the second inning of his first start and is screaming off the mound. Second inning. And I'm like, okay, psychopath. And then it's like, as you said, he's struggled last couple outings, but if you get it going, psychos, they just go.
Yeah.
And if you get in that rhythm and you're psychotic, good things happen.
Yeah.
Well, I like it too. Obviously, I mean, Georgia State, very solid program in the Sun Belt, but I was talking to a fan or someone last night, or never mind, I'm not going to say this comment, but yeah, it's not a good comment to be out in the air. But anyway, you got a guy coming in from obviously just coming to play for a bigger program and maybe just feeling a little bit of pressure in these first. I just like the fact that Schnall's kind of eliminating the noise and saying, like, this is my guy. I don't know. It's got to make Ross feel a little bit better that they're riding out with him and just like, hey, you're the Saturday guy, and we're going to let you figure it out a little bit.
And that's all it takes is just a little bit. You figure it out once. Then if you can start repeating that, and then you're on a rhythm, and then you're golden. Because then once everyone comes back healthy, if he's still a dog, watch out.
And then you got like 4 or 5 dogs.
Yep.
And then you're rolling. But you know,
we're getting ready to get over, and Chicken Bog said he might not be making Chicken Bog since he would have to start it at 6 a.m. But we are going to have a kick-ass tailgate today. I'm pretty confident in that, boys. Who are we going to win this matchup today?
Can I ask how many ECU fans were there last night?
A lot. Decent amount. They obviously, I mean. Yeah, you didn't hear them a whole. Yeah, they were heavy in Quigs section.
Okay. Well, because I'm a Rhodes Scholar over here, and when I bought my season tickets, I thought I had tickets right next to our dugout, and it's right next to the opponents. So, but it sounded so loud behind me. Someone posted a picture, and I thought there was like no seats left behind me, and there was plenty. Like, there's plenty of people here. I'm not crapping on it. A lot of them came down. It's just they're so loud that there could be 20 of them, and you think there's 100.
Yeah,
like it was wild last night.
Nice.
Yeah, cool. No. They traveled, and they had people in left field and behind the dugout. You didn't hear them a whole lot until the 7th or 8th, but yeah, they started to get loud. Coastal's also suffering. I found out that the students are on spring break, so suffering a few fans there from the student body, and then ECU traveled well. So it was a good atmosphere from both sides, I'd say.
All right. I'm expecting more of them today, to be fair.
Yeah, I think they're going to roll up too. Yeah.
Okay. I think, it's Coastal this, Coastal that. You guys, JP flew down there for the series. I absolutely love what those guys do. And I can't respect them enough and what they're about. And you guys talk highly of Coastal, and I like watching them play. Like, it sucks that you guys had 2 or 3 injuries go down the mound, but it's all about chance this, chance that. But I'm going Pirates today. ECU Pirates all the way. Let's go.
I love it, Kling. Yeah, like Kling just said, Coastal can't respect enough what they have done the past few years. Have had a little struggle to start the year this year. Big bounce back. That was a big win for them last night, especially being down late innings. So huge win for them last night. This is a chippy rivalry series. ECU always finds a way to scratch one of these games, it feels like. I think just like Quiggs said earlier, for the sake of how good I want the series to be, I'm going to take the Pirates on Saturday night. So I'm riding with Kling and the Pirates.
Quiggs.
I will say right now, the easiest bet you can make today is the over in this game. Easiest bet you can make today.
I like it.
I think we're coming out hot. I mean, we had, the guys who have kind of been in a lull at the plate. Multiple guys had multiple hits last night. Bats are starting to come alive. I got Coastal on a slugfest.
I like it.
Let's go. All right, this would be a game. Everything in my brain and how I pick these games on paper with the pitching. evening up a rivalry close series, I would be all over the Pirates. It's a perfect situation for me to be on the Pirates. But the first person I saw, I forgot to mention this. I am in the ECU Pirate hotel. So I got to go down there and have some wet eggs with Cliff Godwin and all of the boys. They're trying to get their shit figured out and be ready. But give me Ross Norman to figure things out and give me get some confidence building. Quigs, I texted you in the 8th after the blow up and said we need to respond. You fired back right away and said this team hasn't responded all year. Not a whole lot of positivity out of you, but they responded. And we talked about a huge win for the Shants last night. I think that lifts a little bit of weight off their shoulders and says, like, hey, we can, like, we are back. We can do this thing. We can win tight games and come back in a game. I'm on the Shants. I think they just come out hot, and that was the win last night. I talked about it. I thought the Ole Miss one on Sunday was huge. They played well in the midweek against NC State. I think this team's back, and I'm riding with the Shants. Let's go, Quigs. Let's go.
The bats are getting hot. Everything's starting to roll. It's about to be a whole different team.
Purple.
We need to find a beer bat.
Gold.
Now, ASAP.
I got a 24-pack. We could go through that right through the tailgate.
I'm sure that'll happen.
Great. Quigs, this is
the
awesome.
purple gold chants were alive. I do have to say this, for all the times that we had to go down to Greenville and play the Pirates as Bearcats and get our ass kicked majority of the time. Yeah. God, did it feel good to be in a stadium rooting against the Pirates and get a freaking win. I mean, it literally felt like one of those crumble games that we would let get away from us with the Bearcats. And it felt good to beat those guys last night. So that's my pick. I'm fired up if you guys can't tell. So let's get to this 3-team underdog parlay and let's get out of here and let's go get a couple beers in our system. Boys, what do we got for this parlay? I think
our underdog picks, baby. I can't shy away from it. I just picked them. I'm going with the ECU Pirates. I mean, underdogs of the day. You can't. I love throwing all this shade at you guys when you guys are both on my screen wearing coastal gear. Oh, I love it. I'm going Pirates all day.
All right. Well, I'm glad I'm in South Carolina and won't be able to place this one then, so I won't be riding on that. Harding, who you got?
I'm going to go with a chippy team from Ohio, going against a struggling SEC team. Tennessee walked off Wright State last night. Wright State was in it all game long, tied going into the 9th, obviously. I will take Wright State to win today in Knoxville, coming in at plus 380.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's my biggest – highest, worst odds of the year. But this one, if you guys place it when it hits, you're going to make some cash.
Yeah, this one will pay out. I'm going with the Grand Canyon Lopes. They are at Utah today. I think Utah really goes downhill after their Friday night starter. I think the Lopes are a scrappy team, and they got a good chance to scratch a win today. They're at plus 120. So this parlay is coming out to plus 2271. So throw $10 on it and you're winning 227. So boys, let's lock this one in and have a day. What do you say?
When it hits, it'll pay for your Saturday.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah,
that's
pays for your day.
We'll buy a new beer bat with it.
Yeah, we'll supply Kissel with beer bats.
I'm gonna buy a whole wiffle ball set with that thing for Sunday. Yeah.
What time are we down there in Conway today?
Yeah, what time's first pitch?
2.
2 o'clock. Yep. I'm probably gonna go get some gear from the bookstore real quick, and then I'll be ready to get over to the yard and tailgate and get in there.
I'm going straight from hanging up this podcast straight to the tailgate.
Let's go, Quig.
Let's go. Awesome. All right. Thank you, everyone who joined us live and anyone who is watching prior. If you're watching this or listening, go ahead and hit that subscribe button on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music. Follow us on social media. I will have some content from this series. And yeah, boys, let's have a Saturday. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Yep.
Let's go.
Enjoy yourselves.
Let's
have fun at that game, fellas.
Have a day, Quigs. Have a day.
We will. We will have a day. We will have a day.
Thanks for coming
on. All right.
On.
We will see you guys next week. Quigs, thank you for coming on, sir. We
always,
appreciate
brother.
you.